¿Alguna vez ha volteado hacia el cielo y ha visto algo similar a esto? ¿Y usted sabe en realidad de qué se trata?
As pessoas começaram a reparar nela há uma década. A fumaça do motor do avião, conhecida como esteira de fumaça, parecia estranha e durava como nunca antes.
Alguma coisa estranha está acontecendo no nosso céu. Isso é uma coisa muito diferente. É fumaça química.
Brániť globálnemu otepľovaniu.
Takto akoby hrubou kriedou počmárané nebo tu nad hlavným mestom v poslednom období nebýva ničím zriedkavým.
No to lietadla letajú čoraz viacej.
Keď prejde to lietadlo, tak je to tam dlhšie.
Podobná situácia.
Well, that's the question at the heart of a phenomenon called chemtrails, now getting widespread attention. Well, tonight, KSLA News 12 investigation reporter Jeff Farrell shows us the results of testing we had done about what's in our skies.
It seemed like some mornings it was just crisscrossing the whole sky. It was just like a giant.
Si uno escribe la palabra chemtrails, en inglés se dice así, chemtrails, para que se entienda bien en casa, aparece muchísima información y muchos videos. ¿Ustedes tienen lo mismo del cielo de la ciudad de Rosario? Quiero decir, ¿han registrado imágenes de que esto ocurre? Antes los presentamos a los dos, nos acompaña Lucas Alberto Seoane y también Gabriel Viero. ¿Cómo les va?
Primero, las avionetas que fumigan en la frontera ni siquiera son colombianas, son de DynCorp, una empresa de los Estados Unidos, porque es financiado por los Estados Unidos. Fumigan y para dar la vuelta se meten a nuestro territorio y siguen fumigando. Pregúntale a la gente de Oriana y Sucumbía.
¿Pero qué es interceptar, señor presidente?
Ese momento que se mete a nuestro territorio va a tener un avión subsónico ecuatoriano obligándolo a aterrizar en nuestro territorio y será capturado.
¿Obligándolo?
Sí, señor.
Greetings, citizens around the world. We are Anonymous. This is an international manifest. How would you react if you found out that you've been in a full-scale silent biological war for several years? What would your reaction be if no one took the time and dedication to alert you? Neither governments, nor the press, nor any other means of information. Have you looked around you? Have you seen trails formations crossing the skies? We bet that all this time you haven't cared about the trails. Passing them off was normal. In this Anonymous Manifesto, we will expose the hidden truths by the governments of the world. Chemtrails. There are many who have seen or heard about these white streaks in the sky, apparently harmless at first sight. Chemtrails are chemical trails from unidentified aircrafts that leave these in their wake, and it is happening all around the world. According to the control towers, these aircrafts are usually not identified by radar. It has been proven that these chemical trails contain mostly these chemicals: aluminum, barium, strontium, among many other toxic substances, including funguses, pathogens, and other unknown viruses, that are real cocktails for diseases. This makes our bodies deteriorate slowly, while at the same time, our immune systems are impaired. These chemical trails are different from normal contrails that disappear within seconds, because they are still in the air for many hours later, and they expand to cover the sky. These toxic substances that are sprayed on the earth affect us all equally. Chemtrails can last in the sky for many hours, without disappearing. Many people have breathing symptoms immediately after chemtrail aircraft spray these toxins. Around the world it has been proven that there is excessive levels of aluminum found in air, water and soil samples. Cancer, allergies, neurodegenerative diseases, and many other stranger medical syndromes are increasing at an alarming rate across the world. Every day we see new diseases appear in our surroundings, that were once under control and almost extinct, but they have returned to the human body, and now they even spread more effectively and much faster than before, to the point that no one can control them now. You would think that the global health system would inform the public, but this is not so. Primitive strains were mutated and controlled by the intervention of the hand of man. Believe it or not, you as a person belonging to a community are likely to be a barrier for the elite New World Order that aims to take advantage of all the world's resources for their own sake. The New World Order believes that all obstacles must be removed so that they can get to your precious assets. Something like this can happen in most populations. Monsanto, in complicity with most countries, spray toxins indiscriminately using their forced planes. Agent Orange, for example, was sprayed in the air over Vietnam in the 70s. This made developing cancers in a lot of people, in turn leaving mutations to all future generations. Monsanto was recently ordered to pay civil damages against many of those affected in Vietnam. They are not only trying to poison the human being but also the food you consume daily. Even these toxins reach every living things on the earth that maintain the balance of the land. The animals. Do you like to eat meat contaminated? Do you like drink water with aluminum? Want to watch how the phenomenon of pollination is affected by the extinction of bees? Imagine a world without flowers. Awake. These people move the world through contracts, agreements and pacts with the sole purpose of removing the obstacles, like you, to reach their goals. All this information is handled in the shadows where they negotiate with governments, military and aerial forces. It is a mega lobby. This chemtrail phenomenon and geoengineering have been running for several decades in their most sinister form, while passing unnoticed by the world. Crime and genocide is being committed directly against everything that is alive on the planet. Multiple patents exist for chemtrail geoengineering that address the issues of climate modification. There exists a United Nations document from the 70s, where the spraying was prohibited in order to modify the weather. So ask yourselves, why did the UN place a total ban on all forms of geoengineering spraying? The world governments are spraying toxic substances on their own people, and they know that these fatal epidemics will occur, and all other kinds of diseases and syndromes that will create genocide. The soldiers involved in this should have some conscience. You are getting sick too, and the people whom he swore to protect. This completely qualifies as treason to the people, but it is not treason to the big system that manage the New World Order. It is seen as normal, and even they earn more money by killing their own families. The only name for this is eco-terrorism, a mass biocide. In 2009, remember, the governments of India and Nigeria, alerted by China, then intercepted 2 chemtrail aircrafts that were led by the United States Air Force, and forced them to land, finding them with sophisticated chemical equipments for spray the skies. It was the first time that chemtrails become a political military issue. The Nigerian government, at the time, led a rebel group funded by the U.S. Central Intelligence militants blew up a pipeline through which Nigerian crude is conducted. In response to this first pronouncement of anti-biological warfare, worldwide tests have been analyzed in laboratories, with these results of chemicals and metalloids, aluminum, barium. These 2 are the most aggressive and have the highest concentration present in the air. Strontium, polymers, containing silicon, mercury, lead, lithium, JPB more 100 fuel mixed with 1.2 dibromethane, sulfide dioxide, ethylene dibromide, magnetic salts, silver iodide, dried human cells, fungus and unknown viruses, biosensors, nanotubes, linked to nanotechnology, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, Pseudomonas fluorescens, Streptomyces etc. You may have been breathing barium for more than a decade, and you don't know it. The barium destroys the immune system by the impoverishment of vitamin C. The symptoms originated by these chemtrails vary down to a number of factors, such as the type of organism that's affected and the type of substance that's thrown into the air at that point. Some people suffer symptoms as soon as they're exposed, such as allergies, cramps, bleeding from the nose, fainting, flu that lasts a couple of days without fever, headaches, nausea, strange tissue symptoms, difficult breathing, tremors, anxiety attacks, dizziness, exhaustion and all sorts of complex symptoms that evade diagnosis. The doctors should analyze the aluminum and barium content in the blood of their patients so they could corroborate what we talk, which is the end result. The answer is illness and death in humans, and cause unknown pandemics or syndromes. They have an interest schizophrenic. They want people sick, people weaken, that develop outbreaks of epidemics to the population. The reasons? Simple. The control, and generate more money for their benefit, not caring about the deaths of people or anything living. Bees, birds and animals. Chemtrails are directly responsible for many of the global problems today. Why do they want to seek to weaken our immune system? Why are they spraying only on the cities and not on deserted areas? Why are the chemtrail planes passing dangerously close to commercial flights? This makes the risk of collision is very high. Why don't these planes appear on the radar of the control towers? We are sure of something, and that is if the pilots and passengers on these chemtrail planes try to investigate what is going on, they are silenced and threatened, even if anyone tries to give evidence from within their own organization. We know the elite involved hire specialists on biochemistry and offer them juicy amounts of money for chemical manufacturing exclusively for chemtrails and geoengineering. These companies and individuals are committed to complete silence. Is it possible we live in a world where the hidden elite make these types of deliberate murders against humanity in their own nations? Remove your eye patches. Take the initiative to question your authorities, your ministries of the environment, your Air Force, your Congress and local government. Send them letters, emails. Demand an answer. Organize in groups. Use this manifesto. Demand the truth. It's the right of all humankind. Do not stand with your arms crossed. The lives of your loved ones are at stake. This August 25th, 2013, all have the opportunity to participate in the global march against chemtrails and geoengineering. Find your city, make organizations locally and disseminate this information. Make groups of awake people to research and find the answer to many problems that face society today. Get out to the streets. This is one of many important dates. Demand explanations about these atrocities to the governments of the world. This crime cannot go unpunished, and we will fight accordingly. This August 25th, humanity has a chance to raise their unified voice in protest and march to be held in the major cities worldwide. Governments of the world, your actions do not go unobserved, though you hide like rats in the sewers. You be certain that we are watching your actions and we will expose the truth before all. We hope that everyone will join this international demonstration. In turn, we call on all members of Anonymous around the world to keep fighting and exposing these actions that go against life. You was warned. Depends of you. React from your lethargy in which you live. We are the voice of the unheard, the strength of the weak. We are faithful to the truth and justice. We are with you. We are among you. We are Anonymous. We are Legion. We are everywhere. We do not forgive. We do